Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Happy Valentine's Day to any lovebirds celebrating in Vancouver. If you missed our bonus episode on Tuesday afternoon, we thoroughly covered Harry and Meghan's new website, as well as the announcement of a new podcast by Meghan. In The Telegraph, Camilla Tominey asks, what to make of Harry and Meghan's latest rebrand? Well, it's certainly very regal. When they're in their leisure wear, reading out their WhatsApps from William and Kate on Netflix, they're H and Meg. But when they're shaping the future through business and philanthropy, they're very much Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And don't you forget it, we're talking white capital letters in a majestic font on a navy blue background. Serious stuff, folks. Why Harry is Prince Harry, but Meghan is just plain old Meghan rather than Duchess Meghan is not explained to us mere mortals. Perhaps the former actress would have preferred Princess Meghan, or maybe Duchess is just a bit too Downton Abbey Wallace Simpson for the down-to-earth Americans' liking. Oh, to be in one of Meghan's guest assemblies, kidnapped by the monarchy, how I spent summer at Sir Elton John's nice mansion without access to my passport. Naturally, there is no reference to the dreaded Windsors beyond the conspicuous use of a royal coat of arms, which is Meghan's, not Harry's, obvs. The purposeful prominence of the crest once again lays bare the contradiction at the heart of the couple's quest to find their freedom. The racist royals obviously do not merit a mention, although we are reminded of this unwelcoming horror show of an institution in the reference to Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, saddled for life by their parents with an ongoing association to their white supremacist colonialist forebears. I guess it means they won't have any problems booking tables at expensive restaurants, although if recent experience is anything to go by, being called prince or princess doesn't seem to guarantee you a front row seat at the Super Bowl. Meghan's description as one of the most influential women in the world is rather more lofty. The evidence for this claim appears to be that the author of the children's picture book, The Bench, featured in Time magazine's Most Influential People, the Financial Times' 25 Most Influential Women, Variety's Power of Women, and British Vogue's Vogue 25, although not curiously the final issue by outgoing editor Edward Enninful, published last week, featuring 40 female legends. Ouch. The summary goes to great lengths, 588 words to Harry's 340, to remind everyone that she is a great deal more than just his wife. Meghan's podcast, Archetypes, is mentioned in its capacity as being number one in 47 countries, not as a one-hit wonder that was axed after one season. Unsurprisingly, the word grifter, which was used to describe the pair by Spotify mogul Bill Simmons, doesn't feature on the website at all. The Royal Suitor Twitter account reported Meghan's new podcasting deal with Lemonada Media will live under the Archwell Productions for-profit media arm of her and Prince Harry's company. In a statement, Meghan, no Markle, said, I'm proud to now be able to share that I am joining the brilliant team at Lemonada to continue my love of podcasting. Being able to support a female-founded company with a roster of thought-provoking and highly entertaining podcasts is a fantastic way to kick off 2024. Our plan to re-release Archetypes so that more people can now have access to it, as well as launching a dynamic new podcast, are well in the works. I'm so eager to be able to share it soon, and I am overjoyed to be joining the Lemonada family. Royal insider Deep Crown tells Palace Intrigue, I must say the entire affair with Lemonada strikes me as a rather questionable endeavour, if not outright daft. At the outset of Archetypes, there wasn't a whiff of success, leaving one to ponder the wisdom behind this pursuit. The Daily Mail dusted off quotes by Bill Simmons, head of podcast innovation and monetization at Spotify, who once said, the effing grifters, that's the podcast we should have launched with them. I've got to get drunk one night and tell the story of the Zoom I had with Harry to try and help him with a podcast idea. It's one of my best stories. In that same rant, Simmons made it clear he isn't a fan of Harry, saying, shoot this guy to the sun, he said, according to the sports website The Big Lead. I'm so tired of this guy. What does he bring to the table? He just whines about crap and keeps giving interviews. Who gives a crap? Who cares about your life? You weren't even the favorite son. You live in Montecito and you just sell documentaries and podcasts and nobody cares what you have to say about anything unless you talk about the royal family and you just complain about them. Meghan's original podcast deal was reportedly worth $20 million and produced 12 episodes. The inaugural official journey of King Charles and Queen Camilla to Canada has been delayed. Initially scheduled for May of this year, the visit has been deferred following the King's cancer diagnosis. A Canadian official informed CBC News that, in light of His Majesty the King's cancer diagnosis announcement, there will be no further tours to Canada in 2024, nor are there plans for visits by any other royal family members. While Buckingham Palace had not officially announced the Canadian trip, sources within the Canadian government had disclosed the planned visit to CBC News. Despite his recent cancer diagnosis, King Charles remains hopeful about his planned state visit to Australia this autumn. Originally, he and Queen Camilla were set to embark on a long-haul trip to the country in late October. This visit was to coincide with the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Samoa, a plan confirmed by Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese in early January. A source from the palace, speaking to The Telegraph, mentioned that while the King's diagnosis and treatment have cast uncertainty on the visit's timing and dates, there's still hope the trip will proceed. We continue planning, but we're not at any stage to confirm timing or dates because it's the first week of the King's treatment. It certainly remains the case that he's hopeful it will go ahead, the source explained. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Prince Edward has unexpectedly emerged as a fashion trendsetter within the royal family, thanks to his latest choice of neckwear. While he might not typically be considered a style icon, his recent choice in attire has certainly caught the public's attention. Sporting a Hermes silk tie adorned with monkey and crocodile motifs on his recent visit to South Africa, the Duke of Edinburgh paired this distinctive accessory with a classic dark navy suit. Despite its £200 price tag, the tie has proven to be a hit, quickly selling out on the Hermes website, showcasing Prince Edward's unexpected influence on royal fashion trends. The AV Club writes, "The Crown covered a lot, but it didn't get to the biggest scandal in modern royal history, Prince Andrew's association with billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and the subsequent fallout. But Netflix's commitment to making fictionalized Windsor drama is unparalleled, and so they've got some Crown alums together to create Scoop, premiering April 5th, which documents how Andrew's infamous 2019 interview with BBC's Newsnight came to be. Inspired by real events, Scoop is the inside account of the tenacious journalism that landed an earth-shattering interview. Prince Andrew's, played by Rufus Sewell, infamous BBC Newsnight appearance, reads a synopsis for the film. From the tension of producer Sam McAllister, played by Billy Piper, high-stakes negotiations with Buckingham Palace, all the way to Emily Maitlis, played by Gillian Anderson, jaw-dropping forensic showdown with the Prince, Scoop takes us inside the story with the women who would stop at nothing to get it. They add that Anderson, who won an Emmy for her portrayal of Margaret Thatcher on The Crown, isn't in full chameleon mode this time. That honour goes to Sewell, a typically handsome guy who has totally transformed into the boxy, shifty Andrew. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or your app of choice. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. It helps us out. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.